Welcome to today's video, guys, and as you can see, we have the YEEATA behind us here, and I'm really excited because we have so many new parts that just arrived today for us to bolt onto this thing to make it an even more off-road vehicle. First of all, let's start off by looking at this thing on the floor. Yeah, that's right. We got the biggest bull bar I think I've ever seen, and I think it's gonna look super sick on the front of this YEEATA. Seriously, hang on, let me try to like mock this up here. Just look at this for a second. Just look like that, something like that. It's gonna be sick. Yikes. All right, so. And the next thing that we're going to be installing today is also a skid plate. And what's super important about having this on your car is to protect your oil pan from bottoming out and smashing on anything, cracking open, dropping all your oil, losing oil pressure, getting rod knock and your engine blowing up. Something that I guess like we've already had a scare with that actually when we went off-roading for the first time. Chris's Miata smashed on a big rock in one of those mud puddles. And yeah, luckily we didn't do any damage, but this is to prevent that. Now the best thing about this kit is it's made by the same guys that made those sick drift knuckles that were on the red Miata, Fab Lab. And these guys are based up in Connecticut, and this kit is actually awesome. Full instructions, comes with a little baggie with Loctite, all the nuts and bolts and hardware that you need. They even include a drill bit in here so you can drill the correct hole and everything that you need to. And like I said, it's a very basic and simple kit. Comes with the spacers and everything you need for your engine mounts. Like, it is great and it's very effective in protecting your oil pan. Now, that aside, as you guys know, Fab Lab always hook it up with some cool deals for you guys. So if you guys want to get anything for your Miata, they've got a whole bunch more knuckles in stock as well if you're into drifting. Definitely check them out on their website and use the coupon code SAMMIT, S-A-M-M-I-T, to get yourself some free shipping USA wide. So definitely check that out. So for now, let's get this bull bar installed, then we'll get the skid plate installed, and then I'm probably gonna do engine mounts at the same time. So let's try to get that done. I'd love to do some more maintenance stuff and start pulling down the whole engine bay and replacing every seal and gasket that I can that we got from Treasure Coast. So for now, let's just get into this, get this bull bar on and see what it looks like. So I've kind of test fitted the bull bar on the Miata, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know that no one really makes bull bars for these things for obvious reasons. But this actually lines up pretty well. All I had to do was kind of drill out one of these holes a tiny bit here to get this back one here to line up with the original like bumper supports there. You can see over there, that's just the one bolt there. Now, obviously we need to get at least 2 bolting points. And what I'm doing is I'm mucking around with some flat stock right now to work out if I can weld that on there with a bit of a spacer as another like support for the actual bull bar. Now, by no means is this kind of like for me to be, you know, smashing into things. This is more of, I would say probably looks over anything else, but it is gonna have some protection against some little things and stuff like that, and just, you know, we're just having fun here. So, you know, ideally I would like to make an entirely custom bracket for this that, you know, has like 3 to 4 different bolting points, but I think 2 bolting points will be fine. Just gonna get the MIG out, and we're just gonna quickly MIG in some of these pieces of flat stock in there so we can get at least 2 bolting points for this thing, and then that'll be well and truly enough, in my opinion, for us to put some spotlights on there. We're not putting a winch on this thing, so we don't need to worry about that. This thing wouldn't handle a winch anyways because it is made of alloy at this section. The rest of it down there is steel for the bracket, so I know we can weld to that. But honestly, I kind of really dig it. I think it looks sick. What do you guys think? So I've got the bull bar completely mounted now, and like I was showing you, I welded those 2 brackets on here. Still not the best welds. I really should have cleaned the surfaces before I welded them, but I just yeeted it because this is the YEEATA. Anyways, all that aside, I now want to install the skid plate, but I was actually looking at, because I knew this thing had engine mount issues because of how much the shifter was moving. And check out this. Look how much, oh boy. I don't know if you saw that. And then I made a little bit of a crazy discovery. If you can see on this side, the engine mount's there, but it's kind of split at the top there, so you can just see that it's broken. And then on this side, where's my engine mount gone? It completely yeeted itself out. So I have never seen this happen before, but the entire like rubber section of the entire mount is just gone. Completely, like, I'm out of here, like, gone. So that explains why this thing is moving around so much. So 2 new engine mounts coming right up for this bad girl. So I just finished taking out the engine mount on this side, and this is what I was talking about and trying to show you guys, that it's literally missing an entire piece. So there's only a big piece of rubber in there, just like you see here, right? But it completely yeeted itself out of there. So I've honestly never seen an engine mount do this. Normally they just split on one side and they stay like connected on the other. So I don't know if this is kind of like a Miata thing or anything like that, or if this is rare, but this is the first time I've seen it where the entire like center rubber pieces completely disappeared. So I guess this thing just had too many clutch kicks and stuff. So I would personally like to put the Megan Racing ones in with the stiffened hardened rubber, because those did really well in the red Miata, the forged one. But all I have are these brand new OEM ones, and I was just gonna probably put these in the pile of parts over there and let one of the guys take it here, but we can put these to good use and put them in here now. So gonna quickly do that. It's definitely a little bit of an ordeal trying to get your engine mounts changed out in these without like disconnecting the exhaust and everything like that. I've got the car up on jack stands, and the jack is holding and supporting the engine up so that I can get everything in and out, and then you pull the mount off the engine and disassemble it in there to pull it out piece by piece. So kind of do that in reverse to put it back in. And then at the same time, according to the instructions of the skid plate, I need to slide in these spaces before we tighten the mounts, and that way that lifts the engine a tiny bit so we can fit that skid plate under the oil pan there. So let's get this done. It's now the next day. I decided to just call it quits late last night and come in super early today to finish this up. And as you can see, I've got the skid plate mounted in the subframe there, held up by this jack and a piece of wood. And that's just so I can get it perfectly lined up so I can mark all the holes I need to drill. There's a total of 5 holes, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that way, once we've got those drilled, I'm gonna center punch them as well. I'll be able to then just bolt this in place super quick and easy. Honestly, I am pretty pumped at how well that fits in there. It looks like it was meant to be there, like a Mazda OEM part. So gonna get that finished, and then my oil pan will be protected. So I've now finished drilling all the holes, and I've also put all the bolts and nuts in there, and I have to say I love this thing. It's so simple and effective. It's my kind of thing, function over form, you know what I mean? One thing I do want to say is take your time when you're putting the nuts in on the bolts. Obviously it is a tight space, you got to squeeze your fingers and stuff in under the oil pan and around it to get them to all line up there. But it is pretty simple, as well as once you get just an 8mm wrench in there on top of the nut, and then with the supplied Allen key you go around and tighten them all, and it goes in really nice. So just take your time with it and you won't have any problems. But yeah, it's simple and super easy to install, and honestly I love how OEM it looks. It's seriously like a function over form kind of deal for me. And now I've got a protected oil pan, so I think this is just something that everyone who's drifting these should get as well. If you come off track and hit a drop or anything like that, it'll just peace of mind, protecting your oil pan and whatnot. So once again, guys, head to Fab Lab's website. I'll put it up on the website, on the video right now, so you guys can go check it out and get yourself a kit, as well as any of their other products, all free shipping with the code SAMMIT. Don't miss out. So I decided to change out the front suspension since I had everything jacked up in the air, and unfortunately, the new suspension that I was putting in, this bolt snapped just as I was starting to tighten it. It wasn't even tight, so I just say it was damaged. So I decided to change top hats from the old suspension I took out, because it still has 2 clean bolts there. Unfortunately though, that means I have to compress the spring. So if I don't come back, if you don't see me in the next clip, guys, this thing has exploded and killed me. This is literally what any mechanic fears of using. I hate these things. There's a good chance that you're gonna die every time you use these, because yeah, well, effing chat, boys. Let's pray I survive. I'm still alive. I got the shock, not coilover. I got the suspension in. Oh boy, man, that was sketchy. I ain't gonna lie. I get so nervous when we use this. Ladies, for the 3.9% of you that watch my channel, that's what Google Analytics says. If your man doesn't know what this is, he's not a real man. Just saying. If he's never had to deal with this, then yeah. Anyways, that aside, we obviously got this in. I now need to do the other side, which will be 1,000 times easier as long as I take my time and don't over torque or damage those top bolts. and we should be able to get that switched in really easily. It is a little bit hard, obviously, with the lift kit. You got to like pull the whole control arm and rotor down and everything just to be able to squeeze it in, but otherwise that's about it, and it works pretty well. So gonna quickly do the other side, put the wheels on and drive this thing out. So there we go. The Miata is now that little bit more ready for some off-road action. We got the bull bar on there, we got the skid plate on there, we changed out the front suspension, and pretty much all we got to do now is change out the rear suspension and a bunch of engine seals and stuff like that to stop this thing from leaking, and that's pretty much it. A bit of control arm stuff we need to muck around with too, like just in the front end, tie rod ends need to be replaced and some ball joints, but otherwise that's it. I definitely want to fix this rear bumper. Either we're going to do a bumper delete, or we might just clip it back up there for now. We don't really need to change that tail light because it's probably just going to get damaged again. We obviously need to fix that exhaust, but otherwise, just getting that a little bit more legit for an off-road vehicle. What do you guys think? So I want to quickly duck into HP Logic and just see what Marcus and Jack think about the new bull bar on this thing. I actually think it's epic. It looks so cool, like driving around with this thing on the front. Let's see what they think. All right, so what do you think? What do you think? Yeah, you can stand on it.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
I'm gonna sit on it, ready?
You can sit on it. It's holding your weight.
Not bad.
It's all right.
I'm off the ground. I'm pretty wiggly. It is pretty wiggly, but I mean, for what it is.
For what it is. I mean, the whole Miata is not designed for off-road gigs. Yeah, it'll handle it. Yeah, that's all it needs.
It's a push bar.
Yeah, it's for knocking kangaroos out of the way, you know?
Oh, is that what you do? Is that what you do in Australia?
That's what we do in Australia. I don't know what you guys do over here for them.
People out of the way.
You knock people out of the way? Oh, okay.
We don't have kangaroos.
You don't? Not at all? Not even wallabies?
Not a nothing.
None of those?
You know what? The only marsupial we have?
Possums?
It's possums. I think there's something in South America too.
Oh.
Like a freaking...
I didn't know that. I thought you guys at least had like wallabies or something. Nothing.
Nothing. No.
What about like echidnas and stuff? The spiky things, porcupines? No, nothing like that?
Nothing like that.
Oh.
We don't have any of that.
Jeez. Porcupines? I don't know. You have those?
We don't have no porcupines here.
Uh-oh.
The heck you mean? It's an African thing.
A porcupine.
Porcupine.
Those things are here. They're in the United States.
I don't know. I live in Florida. I'll tell you.
Florida, I guess the closest thing is you guys got alligators here, right?
We got alligators.
Yeah.
Hey, no one else has got alligators.
Oh, we do.
We got crocodiles.
We have crocodiles and alligators.
Alligators?
We have both, yeah.
We got crocodiles.
You know what's a sight to see? A crocodile eating an alligator.
Eating a shark.
That, well, I mean, crocodiles do rock up on the beach in Australia, especially in the north.
I can show you some big alligators out here.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Anyway, this is cool.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
I was thinking like maybe a little light bar here would be nice.
Yeah, but now you're turning it into a truck, though. I have to say. So why don't you just cut the rest of it out?
Cut the rest of it out.
You know?
Make it into a ute? To a ute?
I have a suggestion for this too. Here.
What?
Weld it.
Weld it onto the frame?
Yeah. And then you could put like another bar or something.
It's got like 4 bolts holding it on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not like the strongest.
Are you gonna try and hit something with it?
I mean, other than Rudnick, that's about it.
It's just more like a brush guard.
Yeah, it's a brush guard.
It's not really a...
Nah, if I wanted a proper like bush bar, it'd be made of steel. That's made of like thin alloy.
It's strong enough. It'll mow down some brush.
It'll mow down some brush?
Yeah.
All right.
Not a rock, for sure.
Not a rock.
If you're gonna do lights too, you know what'd be fun? Instead of doing a light bar, I get it. Like that's the easy way.
Yeah.
Get those KC highlighters.
Oh yeah, the actual like spotties. Yeah.
Because they'll kind of go with the round lights of the.
Yeah, they will. I just like how much it's made it look kind of a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
You're not a fan?
I think it looks. You know what it looks like to me?
What?
It looks like a big remote control car.
It does.
You
it
know,
looks like an RC car.
Grab the front and pick it up with that.
Yeah.
So it's
it
like
definitely.
an RC car.
It doesn't look like it's meant to go off road at all. This thing, eh?
An antenna now for the back to make it look like an RC car.
Yeah. How come?
CB radio.
The CB, yeah.
Oh, you
The big like flying ones, like with the springs on them. Yeah. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
I'm having way too much fun with this thing, that's for sure.
You can never have too much fun.
No, you can't. Yo, Shaw, what do you think?
Here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna make a jump at my farm.
Yep.
Okay? And if you're flooring it not right enough, this whole bull bar is gonna lean you forward. So he's gonna come off the jump. This is gonna hit the ground first. You're gonna damage everything. We're gonna do that.
Damage everything.
Damage everything.
But-
Did you put the skid plate on?
Yeah. Oh, we're good. Little skid plate down there.
Jump it because Jack's a professional jumper. We had him with the Polaris. Jump that 100-foot tabletop.
Nah, man, I ain't letting Jack jump it. I'm jumping it.
You gotta stay in it.
I'm
Forward.
not jumping.
Oh, dude, don't you worry. I'm gonna have NOS for it. We're gonna push the button and everything.
I'll bring the Renly out.
Yeah.
You gotta jump it. He's gotta jump it, guys. Make him jump it.
We gotta jump it. It needs to happen.
That'd be fun.
But yeah, what do you think, Shaw? Does it look good?
I like it. Let's get some cattle. Let's start herding them.
Yeah. All right. Pushing them around.
Toe strap. This is good.
If I wanted a real bull bar, it'd be made of steel and it'd be tied into multiple places for, like, you know, putting a winch mount on here. This is literally just a little bump bar. But yeah, and a light bar. I'd probably call it a light bar more than anything else, honestly.
No, this is a brush guard.
Brush guard?
It's a brush guard.
All right. I think it also provides a bit of support, like here, protect your radiator and stuff.
You are definitely going to be able to mow down brush with this.
All right.
What this is for.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm pumped. At least it serves a purpose more than just looks at this point.
Yeah.
It definitely changes the whole persona of, like, the Miata. Like, it doesn't give it that stupid retarded smile that they all have.
Well, not having a front bumper kind of did that.
Yeah, it looks like a shark face, but now with that, it's kind of like open mouth, mustache kind of thing.
I would really do still want to see one with like pre-runner fenders.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that. All right, we've been ranting on for a while about random nonsense, but I think the general consensus is everyone loves it.
RC car.
RC car? Yeah, we really do need the big antenna, then it totally would be an RC car. Hell yeah. So there you guys go. The YEEATA is now looking even more off-road car worthy, if that even makes any sense. I don't know, but I'm just pumped because this thing's starting to look like it's got more of an off-road presence. I think that's more like what I wanted to say. But yeah, let me know if you guys are hyped on how this thing's going and where that we're going with the direction of it. We got that nitrous kit on its way. I don't know, we're gonna definitely jump this thing at Shaw's property. We're gonna go out there and build a jump and stuff like that once I've finished all the other stuff. Later on today, I'm gonna start pulling down the entire engine bay, replacing all those seals and fixing all those oil leaks, timing service, that whole thing. We'll get that done by tonight. And then this thing's pretty much ready for us to go have some fun at Shaw's farm. So I'm pretty hyped with this thing. I got some other plans as well, maybe for a livery, who knows? We got a few options out right now, so I don't know. I'm just pumped to have some fun with this for what's left of my time here in the US. I got some good news today, so you guys will get an update video about all of that soon. But things are gonna move very, very quickly from now. If you follow me on Twitter, you already know what's going on, so definitely follow there if you want some teasers and updates before anyone else. I am in a really happy place right now, so I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all then. Peace out. JUMP THE YEEATA.